Hello and welcome to Lesson 5 of Algebra Unit 1, Concept 10. So today's objective is the same as yesterday. Scholars will solve systems of linear equations using the elimination method. Obviously, it's going to get a little bit more difficult than it did yesterday, though. So, what happens if we don't have the same coefficients? So you'll notice here, if I look at my coefficients for my x variable and my coefficients for my y variable, if I added or subtracted this system, it would not eliminate either of my variables, which is my goal. But if I look here at my x variable, I see that I could very easily turn the 3 into a 9 by using my distributive property and multiplying the entire equation. And I'm going to do it by -3 because I hate subtracting them. I like adding them by -3. So, -3 times 3x gives me 9x. -3 times 6y gives me -18y. And -3 times -12 gives me positive 36. Well, now I can just move this one over. It had -9x. Make sure I see my negative. Plus 7y equals -25. Now I can add these up. And my x is going to eliminate because 9x and -9x cancel each other. So I'm left with -18y plus 7y, which gives me -11y equals 36, and -25 gives me positive 11. I do my division property of equality, divide both sides by -11, I get y equals -1. So now I have part of my answer. I still need the other part of my answer though. So I still need to find my x value. So I'm going to come back over here to my original equation. And we use -3x plus 6 times my value of y, which is -1, equals -12. So I have -3x plus -6 equals -12. I'm going to APE 6 to both sides. So I get -3x equals -6. I'm going to divide both sides by -3. I get x equals 2. So my final answer for this is my x first is 2. My y is -1. So it's not that hard. All you have to do is make sure that you get those common coefficients. So let's look at one. So here's another problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look to see 14 and 12 do not have a small common factor or common multiple, so that's not what I want to use. But 5 and 10 have a common multiple. That common multiple is just 10, so I only have to multiply my top equation. So I'm going to multiply my top equation by 2. Because if I multiply it by 2, that will turn that into negative. So when I multiply 2 times 14, that gives me 28x. 2 times -5y is -10y. And 2 times -7 gives me -154. Then I'm just going to bring over my other one. So I have -12x plus 10y equals 106. So I'm going to add these up. That gives me 16x. These cancel. Equals -48. So I divide both sides by 16. And I get x equals -3. So I'm going to use this -3 in my bottom equation. So I have -12 times -3 plus 10y equals 106. Negative 12 times negative 3 gives me 36 plus 10y equals 106. So I'm going to subtract the 36 from both sides. I get 10y equals 70. So y equals 7. When I use my division property of equality, once again, my final answer should be an ordered pair. Negative 3, comma, 7 is my final answer. And one more. So if I look at this one, these do not have a low common multiple. These do not have a low common multiple, but y has a lower common multiple than x does. So this time, instead of just multiplying one of my equations, I need to multiply both of them so I get my common value, my common coefficient. So I'm going to multiply the top equation. I want to get these to both equal 12. So this one I'm going to multiply by negative 3. This one I'm going to multiply by 2. So negative 3 times 5x gives me negative 15x. Negative 3 times 4y gives me negative 12y. Negative 3 times negative 14 gives me positive 42. 2 times 3x gives me 6x. 2 times 6y gives me 12y. And 2 times 6 gives me 12. Now I'm doing the same thing. I'm just adding my terms. So I end up with negative 9x equals 54. When I DPE, I get x equals negative 6. Now, to do my next step, I'm going to go back to one of my original problems. So I've got 3 times negative 6 plus 6y equals 6. So I have negative 18 plus 6y equals 6. I'm going to add 18 to both sides. I get 6y equals 24. Going to divide both sides by 6. I get y equals 4. So once again, my final answer is x then y, negative 6, comma 4. These are the most difficult ones you'll see where you have to multiply both of your equations. But it does happen sometimes. But you'll notice, I can see very quickly, I could have also multiplied the top one by 3 and the bottom by 5 to eliminate my x. It's up to you which one you want to eliminate. You just have to have that common factor. Good luck on your classwork.